The car's lighting systems were even more crucial in this race than they were in Le Mans, not only to light the track, but also to provide an overview for the teams and fans.
The circular lights on the side of the race car is the position of the car where it's in. So when one light is illuminated, we are the leading car. When two, we run second. If we are fourth or further down the order, no light will be illuminated.
This year, Audi presented a world first in racing on its LMP1 race cars.
We upgraded the system for 2014 by the laser light to have a better illuminated street for our race drivers in the night. Only if the road through the night is illuminated, we have a quick drive in the car.
After claiming victory in Le Mans, the manufacturer from Ingolstadt also won a 1-2 victory on the Circuit of the Americas, already the second of the season. The double stint at the beginning of the race was undoubtedly a major factor in the repeated success for the newly appointed Le Mans winners. Audi succeeded in turning the tide at the midpoint of the season and took the lead from Toyota in the manufacturer's ranking. Countless fans once again flooded the Fuji International Speedway at the foot of Japan's largest mountain, the Fujisan. Japanese enthusiasm for motorsports is legendary, and it could clearly be seen at the first Asian race of the 2014 WEC season. Toyota was strong for its home race right from the beginning, and the leading car in the driver's ranking started the race in pole position. Porsche also performed well, along with the second Toyota, while Audi's vehicle concept wasn't ideally aligned with the track. The 6-hour race itself went off without a hitch, despite a few small incidents. Lotus was the only manufacturer with a major incident in the pit lane an hour before the checkered flag. Ultimately, Toyota once again triumphed at its home race and reclaimed the lead from Audi in the manufacturer's ranking. The Shanghai International Circuit, with the longest curve in motorsports, welcomed the WEC for the third-to-last race of the season. Porsche managed to score the pole position in the Middle Kingdom, its first milestone since returning to endurance racing. Leading drivers in the drivers' ranking, Sebastian Buemi and Anthony Davidson, started the race in second position. Audi started the race in the third row, and shortly after the race commenced, it was interrupted by the safety car. Both Toyotas took the opportunity to make their first pit stops, so they need one less pit stop during the rest of the race. Such an early pit stop for Audi didn't make sense due to the regulated tank volume and the intervals between stops. Toyota's decision to make early pit stops during the starting phase of the race set the course to ultimately claiming victory. The number 2 Audi also slightly benefited from a tactically early pit stop, ultimately coming in 4th place and overtaking 2nd place in the driver's ranking from its brand colleagues. Toyota extended its lead in the manufacturer and driver's ranking with another double victory. Porsche made it to the podium, but despite its pole position, wasn't able to win its first race of the season.
We're on our way, guys. Great job, Seb, as well.
Gün dolandı dağı taşı, dinmiyor gözümün yaşı.
The Kingdom of Bahrain welcomed the WEC with its own characteristically oriental flair. Palm trees towered over the paddock as a buffet opened for exuberant teams for the second-to-last racing weekend of the year.
It's almost like having holiday here. So sometimes you have to remember that you're here for work and not for holiday. But then as soon as you're out on the track, for sure it's pretty difficult because the heat in the car is quite high. The sand sometimes with the wind, it comes all each lap on another place back on the track. So it's quite tricky to predict actually how much grip is in the corner.
Formula One star Fernando Alonso watched as the drivers awaited the start of the race. Once again, Porsche's Romain Dumas, Neil Yanni, and Mark Lieb managed to get their number 14 car to the pole position, just like they did in Shanghai. Sebastian Buemi's number 8 Toyota, currently leading in the drivers' ranking, started the race in second position. Marcel Fessler, the current Le Mans winner and second place in the drivers' ranking, started from 5th position. Due to a monocoque change, the reigning world champion was forced to skip the qualifying, so his LMP1 race car started the race behind a Lotus in 13th position. The circumstances appeared to only encourage Lucas de Grassi in the number 1 Audi. After only a few laps into the race, the Brazilian was already in the top 5. After approximately 1 hour and 45 minutes into the race, as day turned to night, the leading number 8 Toyota was forced into the pit for a lengthy repair due to problems with the alternators. It looked like the dream of winning the driver's title prematurely was over for Anthony Davidson and Sebastian Buemi, but then the number 8 Toyota rolled back onto the track.
We haven't had a mechanical failure all year, so law of averages means that it had to happen sooner or later. Just a bit of a shame it was today, but as it stands at the moment, if it finishes like it is, we would still be champions and drivers, but obviously for the team it's a big blow. So yeah, disappointment all round really. Not the way, if we do win it, not the way we wanted to win it. We wanted to win the race today.
About 75 minutes before the checkered flag, both Audi race cars were burning up the track with the 2 fastest lap times. But ultimately, it wasn't enough to get the manufacturer from Ingolstadt up on the podium. Porsche came in second and third place, while Alexander Wurz, Stefan Sarazan, and Mike Conway claimed their first victory of the season. Sebastian Buemi and Anthony Davidson came in 11th place and claimed the World Championship title in the drivers' ranking at the next to last race. The overall victory in the manufacturers' ranking between Toyota and Audi would ultimately be decided at the final race in Sao Paulo. But the focus before the race wasn't on this upcoming decision, but rather it was clearly on Tom Christensen, the 9-time Le Mans winner and 2013 World Endurance Champion, who announced he'd be retiring from his impressive career shortly before the race began.
I was being told that one day you might get the feeling that you want to stop. This feeling I've never had. And then a few weeks ago it came to the point that I would like to do my last race with the knowledge that everyone would know it's my last race. I didn't want to keep it secret.
I feel very honored to have the opportunity and the chance to fight him. He's a great driver. He has achieved so much. So we can really say he's a legend.
Tom Christensen is to us, to WEC, what Michael Schumacher is to Formula One. I think that's a very fair compare. I think it's an unbelievable career, and we hope we can have at least 50% of his career, then we're already very happy.
The season finale in Sao Paulo started off with a bang and soon had its first changes in position at the head of the pack. Lucas de Grassi shot forward to 4th position, while Benoit Trellier had to give up a few positions. In the second third of the race, the lead position changed several times, but all 6 leading race cars managed to keep together, which kept the race open. At the very latest, at 5:19 p.m. local time, 1 hour and 41 minutes until the checkered flag, all eyes were focused on Tom Christensen. That's when Mr. Le Mans climbed behind the wheel of the car currently in second place for the last time in his career. There was a moment of shock approximately 27 minutes before the end of the race. Mark Webber was embroiled in a serious collision, but luckily he and the Ferrari driver involved pulled through without any serious injuries. The remaining Porsche behind the safety car went on to win its first victory of the year. Toyota claimed victory in the manufacturer's ranking, but that still couldn't dampen the joy the significant race held for Audi with the third spot on the podium.
It's the best weekend I've ever had in racing, and it has been absolutely overwhelming. I'm the, if I dare say, the most proud person in the world today, the most happy person. It just proves that this is and was the perfect and right time for me to end my career. So yeah, it's a happy man returning home.
After the FIA WEC season finale, Tom Christensen happily hung his helmet up, but will remain with Audi as a consultant. Perhaps it's something that shouldn't be underestimated, because next year Sao Paulo will be replaced with the Nürburgring, and the battle for the endurance racing crown will start anew.